Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. There's Dio live with Stand Up and Shout from Evil or Divine live in New York City. And with us today is Dio drummer Simon Wright. Welcome back to the Revival, Simon.
Thanks, Red. Nice to be back.
It's great to have you with us. And recently, two great Dio live albums have been reissued, including that one we just heard from, Evil or Divine, live in New York City, and Holy Diver live. Now, Simon, these are two outstanding live shows, and I always love Dio as a live band. Is there anything that really stands out for you from these two shows in particular?
Yeah, a few things. I remember that on both occasions, the band was really tight. We were really gelling, and we were throwing things in there every night, and we were really comfortable with things, and Ronnie was in good spirits. Let's see, we did Holy Diver in London, I think, yeah?
Yeah, at the Astoria, yeah.
Yeah, and the other was in New York City at Roseland Ballroom, I believe. And, sometimes when you're playing the big cities, it gets a little bit, there's a lot of people there, and you got to really concentrate, because you're getting preoccupied with friends there and stuff and everything. But, no, it got sorted out. It got done. It was a little bit crazy, but I think both albums turned out pretty well.
Well, I thought it was one of the things that I noticed from the live things with Doug Aldridge playing guitar and him having to take on the Richie Blackmore stuff and Craig's stuff and everybody's. He did a fantastic job in these two shows.
Yeah, he did. Every night he was on, Doug is a fantastic player. He's always got a guitar strapped to him, and he's always playing away there. He's just a gifted, natural player, I think, and he's got an awesome tone. I can't say enough good things about Doug Aldridge.
Now, Simon, I want to go back to when you first joined Dio. How did you make the switch from being with AC/DC and then joining Ronnie and his band?
It was through a friend of a friend. We heard what was going on, and Vinny was leaving for one reason or another. I'm not sure why. But, I'd been out of Dio for probably not too long, actually, 2-3 months. And, obviously I was on the lookout for something going on. And, through a friend of a friend, and I'd met Ronnie before at different gigs and occasions and stuff and all, and found him to be a really cool guy. He's a really clever, smart guy, and we got along pretty well. And not to mention that voice of his.
Oh,
so it was through friend of a friend, really.
Nice. Now, in your time in Dio, you played on 4 studio albums and the 2 live albums that are being reissued now. Is there any one of those releases that's more special to you, Simon?
Not really. I've got to be honest with you. They were all great moments, in time, at that particular time, for one reason or another. I'm just very proud, and I still can't believe it sometimes that I was in Ronnie James Dio's band, because I saw him back when he was, in Rainbow in the Manchester Apollo in England, and, I was up front, and Cozy's doing his thing, and Ronnie's owning the stage, and Blackmore's smashing his guitar up, and I was just, dumbfounded by the whole thing. And I'd step back a couple of times and go, I can't believe I'm in his band. It's amazing. Yeah,
and you had the best seat of anybody being in that band.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Now, my co-host wanted me to ask you, and this is one of his signature questions: is now, do you have a favorite recorded and live track in your time with Dio? Is there one song and one song live that you love to play?
Again, that's a tough question because there's so many great songs of Ronnie's. I always enjoyed playing Stargazer or trying to play it. And again, we were doing it live and stuff, and The Stargazer off Rainbow Rising is an absolute monster of a song. So, yeah, Stargazer, Stand Up and Shout was always good. There's not really one. There's so many brilliant songs that Ronnie was involved with, including the Sabbath stuff, we used to do.
Well, over the years on this show, we've had many members of the Dio band family on the show. We've had Craig Goldie, Rowan Robertson, Doug Aldridge, Jeff Pilson. And I want to ask you the same question that I've asked all of them. And that is, do you have a favorite Ronnie story that you can tell us and share something about the man that the fans might not already know?
Oh, my God. I've been asked that a lot. So the fans probably already know. But, there were so many. And so some of them were little stupid things, little occasions and ironic little situations. But, it's hard to pinpoint. But I do remember, I lived at Ronnie's house for quite a while, and I've said this before, but I had to go get this gnome. There was a huge gnome, a concrete gnome. It was about 3 feet tall, and I went and got it from Wendy's store, and I brought it home, and it was so heavy, it was ridiculous. It's no wonder she wanted to get rid of it, but I left it there at the house, and I had to go see my daughter and stuff. And I said to Ronnie, he was there in the kitchen, I said, just leave it there, and we could both move it. So off I went, and I came back, and this gnome was at the bottom of this little hill in the garden there on its side, not where I placed it. And there's like blood all over the kitchen. I'm going, oh, shit, what did he do? Oh, he moved it, So I get a call from Wendy, and she's like, go down to the emergency. He's at the emergency. Smashed his thumb up, And I'm like, oh, man. So I go down there, and I was pissed. I was pissed at him, I told you to leave it there, And, I'm stood over him. I'm shouting at him, and he's going, stop shouting at me. And that suddenly dawned on me, I'm here, bawling out Ronnie James Dio, it's like, it was a weird situation, But, that's one thing I remember anyway. There was a lot of others when we were, because Craig lived at the house as well for quite a long time as well. The one thing I always remember, I had the pleasure of meeting Ronnie once, and he always made you feel special as a fan. Yeah. When he met you as a fan, you actually felt like he was listening to you. It was an amazing attribute he had of remembering and drawing you in and making you feel, like special, I guess. I mean, he remembered names and dates and all sorts of stuff like that, places. It was an amazing man. Well, I was just reading a couple of days ago, word has it that 2021 might be the year that we see the Dio documentary and the autobiography. Did you take part in both of those? I didn't take. They interviewed me for the documentary, but I didn't have anything to do with the autobiography. I was just going to say that Wendy took care of all that. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing the documentary because he played with so many great players and so many, different people over the years. It had to be kind of cool to be included in that. Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was fortunate with a couple of interludes there. I was in his band for about 15 years. I knew him a long time. So, yeah, they interviewed me and stuff, and they had some really good questions and all, and very professional people. So it should end up being pretty good. I'm looking forward to watching it. Me too. One of the last things I wanted to kind of talk to you about today, Simon, is what is the word on the Dio Disciples? I love that project, and it's keeping the memory and the music of the greatest voice in metal alive. Are you guys still rolling with that, or is everything kind of put on a sideshow because of the pandemic? Yeah, it's definitely put on hold because of the pandemic, obviously. But it was kind of on hold before that because, Wendy wanted to concentrate on Dio Returns, which is the hologram, with the stage show and all. And we did in 2019 in June, we did a we did a month with this new show. You know, it's got all the LED screens, and there's footage of Ronnie and stuff while we're playing. It looked amazing, and we did a month of that in 2019 in the US, and they were getting ready, you know, to book everything and take it on the road. And then, the pandemic hit, so that put a stop to that. But that's what we'll be getting geared up to do, is when we can actually play, is to go out with the Dio Returns show.
Okay, that'd be outstanding. It
was a really good show. Really turned out good.
Yeah, I just can't. You know, I missed it when it was in Milwaukee, and everybody that I know went and saw it said, "You've got to see this show. If you're a Dio fan, you have to see this show." And when we had Ripper on, he was like, "It's so weird looking off to one side, and there's Ronnie's singing along right on the stage." He goes, "It's just a great experience."
Oh yeah, it looks fantastic too. It's gotten better. When we first took the show out, 2 or 3 years ago, you know, it needed tweaking a little bit, and it has been. There's been money spent and stuff, and the whole show is pretty spectacular. You know, it's got these, like I say, the huge LED screens, and you know, and it's good too, because you'd be surprised, there's a lot of people never got to see Ronnie live, and those are the sort of people that we want to, you know, attract, and they get to see him again in a strange form, all being said, but you know, that's what we got at the moment. So, you know, it worked out amazing.
I know one thing, when I hear the words Ronnie James Dio, I think of metal. Do you know what I mean? And his voice is the voice of generations for metal, whether it be Rainbow or Sabbath or Heaven or Hell or his own band. And it's great that you guys are keeping that alive, and I think that's outstanding. I guess out of the interview, Simon, we always let our guests pick a song going out. Is there a song from the Dio catalog that we can play for the listeners here?
Why don't you play, how about Tara Woman off Holy Dive Alive?
Outstanding. Simon-Wright, you are always welcome back here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Thanks very much, Red. It was good speaking with you, man.